If Kooikerhondjes look familiar, it's because old Dutch masters like Rembrandt and Jan Steen liked to paint them. The word, Kooikerhondje, looks as though its pronunciation will be so difficult, most people don't even try. Instead, they call this engaging canine a cookie hound. Really, though, the pronunciation isn't that hard. Kooikerhondje is pronounced COY-ker-HUND-che, and means little duck trapper dog in Dutch. Kooikerhondjes were originally working dogs, bred in the Netherlands sometime before the 16th century. Their job was to lure ducks into partially submerged decoys so that human hunters could more easily target the fowls. The breed remained popular in its native Netherlands until after World War I, when improvements in guns made duck decoys obsolete. By 1939, Kooikerhondjes had become all but extinct, but in 1940, the Baronesse von Hardenbroek van Ammerstol began breeding them as an act of resistance and national pride in the midst of the Nazi occupation of the Netherlands. The breed is recognized by the American Kennel Club as part of its sporting group. Other names for the Kooikerhondje include Cookie Hound, Kooiker, and Dutch Spaniel. The breed is rapidly gaining popularity throughout the US and Canada. Healthy Kooikerhondjes can be expected to live between 12 and 14 years. Because their breeding pool over the past 80 years has been relatively small, they are prone to hereditary canine diseases such as epilepsy, necrotizing myelopathy, von Willebrand's disease, patellar luxation, cataracts, and kidney diseases. Responsible breeders know how to encourage genetic diversity even within a limited gene pool to reduce the incidence of serious illnesses among Kooikerhondjes. Epilepsy, necrotizing myelopathy, von Willebrand's disease, patellar luxation. Kooikerhondjes have cheerful, good-natured personalities. They won't be making incessant demands upon your attention. They're keen observers of human behavior and will wait to play until they see their human is in the mood. One common trait many Kooikers share, however, is that they're easily stressed by aggressive behaviors. They shy away from argumentative adult voices and loud, unruly children. While they are not aggressive towards strangers, they can be standoffish. It typically takes a while to earn a Kooikerhondje's trust. With their black-tipped ears and silky white coats dappled with orange spots, Kooikerhondjes have a distinctive appearance that requires regular grooming in order for them to look their best. Kooikers also have dietary, exercise, and training needs specific to their breed. Kooikerhondjes like to eat, which means they can pack on extra pounds fast if their activity levels aren't high enough to burn off the calories they take in. Their dietary intake really should depend upon the amount of exercise they get. If you regularly play frisbee and flyball with your pet, he will need more food than if you merely take him for a few daily walks around the block. 1 cup of high-quality kibble once a day is a good baseline for an adult Kooikerhondje, but consult with your vet if your Kooikerhondje is getting a lot of exercise. Kooikerhondje puppies from 3 to 6 months old will need to eat 3 times a day, while puppies between the ages of 6 months and 1 year will need to eat twice a day. Once your Kooikerhondje celebrates her first birthday, you'll only have to feed her once a day. You'll need to brush your Dutch Spaniel's medium-length orange and white coat several times a week in order to keep it from becoming matted and tangled. Brushing regularly will also help minimize the amount of orange and white dog hair that collects on your furniture and carpets, because shedding is an issue with these dogs. Brush the coat with a pin brush and work out any particularly unruly knots with a comb. Pay particular attention to the juncture where limbs join the body, because that's where knots tend to form. Using a spray-on conditioner regularly will also help keep the coat silky and manageable, which reduces shedding. Kooikerhondjes were bred to be water dogs, so they don't need to be bathed very often. They like to swim, and you should make sure to give them a very thorough rinsing in fresh water any time they've spent an afternoon at a lake or in a pool. Brush their teeth daily, and trim their nails every 3 to 4 weeks as needed. Kooikerhondjes are very eager to please. However, like all dogs that were bred for hunting, their prey drive and native independence can occasionally get in the way of obedience. This is why early, consistent training is very important for Kooikerhondjes. In fact, every member of the Kooikerhondje's human family should participate as much as possible in the dog's training so that the dog understands his or her position in the hierarchy. As working dogs, Kooikerhondjes have a lot of energy. However, they adapt very easily to the exercise preferences of their owners. If you're someone who likes to be physically active, your Kooikerhondje will be delighted to keep you company. If your lifestyle is more sedate, that will work, too. At a minimum, though, your Kooikerhondje should have half an hour of vigorous outside exercise every day. Kooikerhondjes are particularly fond of seek and retrieve games. The average Kooikerhondje litter size is 5 to 7 puppies. Puppies are expensive. In the U.S., you can expect to pay between $3,000 and $3,500 for a Kooikerhondje puppy, while in Canada, where the breed is even rarer, you can expect to pay more. The reason for this is because reputable breeders will go to great lengths to ensure that the puppy they're selling you is genetically sound. In fact, it is likely that if you buy a puppy for less than this amount, you will end up with a pet who's prone to a hereditary disease. The Petite Basset Griffon Vendéen, Tibetan Terrier and Poodle all have things in common with these dogs. Petite Basset Griffon Vendéen. The Petite Basset Griffon Vendéen, PBGV for short, is about the same height as a Kooikerhondje, though it weighs a little bit more. Like Kooikers, PBGVs have happy dispositions and love to play. Tibetan Terriers. Tibetan Terriers also stand approximately the same height as Kooikers. They are stockier, though. While not as mellow and laid back as Kooikerhondjes, they are just as quick at learning tricks, and they love to play. Poodles. Like Kooikerhondjes, poodles love to swim. In fact, they were originally bred to retrieve ducks and other waterfowl after the birds were shot. You might say the job Kooikerhondjes began, poodles finished.